Woodward. What kind of Woodward Reserve? Woodford Reserve. I can't even hear. I can't make sense of it because it's loud in studio. Welcome to the show. I'm going to explain what this is all about. Also, I'll let you know everything you need to know about Jaden Daniels coming to an NFL team near you. You know, you've been busy filing your taxes. You're binge watching whatever hot shows out there. I know you're watching Sex and the City on Netflix now, so you don't have time to go over all these draft prospects, the ins and the outs. I got you covered right here on the show. We're also going to have Terrion Arnold on the show, who's going to be a star corner somewhere in the NFL landscape. But I'm going to show you guys what I'm looking at right now as we start the show. Let's do this. Oh, gosh. Exciting. I've got a big announcement, and it's got something to do with these things. The Phillies, the Horsies, up in Adams, going to the Derby. We went last year. This year's really special, though. It's the 150th running of the Kentucky Derby. It is on May 2nd and 3rd. I don't even think it was more than one day. Then there's like this craziness that goes on Thursday, and then there's Friday. Everybody's wearing pink. I wore green. It was a big mess, a faux pas. I'm ready this year. It's going to be a huge party, tons of guests. And to make sure that I'm not an introvert that just stays in my hotel the whole time, look who I'm bringing with me to CHURCHILL Downs, entering the paddock at 6'9", wearing a black silk/cotton t-shirt, 9-year NBA vet, Chandler Parsons. What's going on?
I'm not the most comfy, I'll be honest. I'm cramping in the glute and the hip, but I'm stoked for the Derby, Kay. I'm hyped to be going with you.
6'9". The jockeys that you practice on those and then ride the actual horses are like sub-5.
4'9".
It's unbelievable getting to meet them. It's all inspiring. It's all fun. Have you ever been to the Derby?
I have never been to the Derby. I know a lot of people have gone, but it seems like it's right up my alley. A party, mint juleps.
You just did Run It Back. How was the show? I saw you had Mark Cuban on.
It was great. You know what? We had Mark on it. He was obviously a big Mavs guy. Then we had Paul Scheer, obviously big Clippers guy. So it was fun to have them both kind of talk about why each their squads are going to win.
Can we turn that prompter on? I think Dubs probably is going to need it. So we're gonna play a little game here. Friday is Kentucky Oaks, okay? That's when the babes are out there. The 3-year-old fillies, the female horses, they race. Everyone wears pink. We're going to get into a lot of trouble. What kind of trouble are we getting into? Who's coming to the Derby that you know of already? You're my all-access pass. You're my artist pass to Coachella.
Actually, a lot. I think Travis is going.
Great.
The Chainsmokers are going.
Fun.
FanDuel's having a cool party.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm hyped. I've never been. My parents have actually been back in the day, and they were telling me how much fun it is, how much blast. The race takes like 30 seconds, right? So we're there for the whole weekend, enjoying all the festivities.
It's kind of
and
like
then we kind of go to the race.
It's kind of like being in a cafeteria with a bunch of famous people.
I love that.
It is, but then it's like everyone's. It'll be. I need you. I need you there, and I'm excited to have you.
We're gonna have a blast
to bring FanDuel. So we will have our mint juleps, of course, but to get us fully prepared for the run for the roses, for the roses. I don't know. At Churchill Downs, we thought we'd go one-on-one with Kentucky Derby trivia, and we need a host, a true master, a true maestro here. So please welcome in FanDuel TV racing host, the one and only Dubs Anderson. Dubs making making his debut on the show.
What up, buddy?
What up? I mean, what did...
This is a real mint julep, by the way.
This is not... Ketchup do to you?
How are you?
It's all right. I heard you used to do a fair bit of writing back in the day, but great to see the two of you. Happy days.
This is legit. This is legit. I can't hear anything that's going on in my ears. I'm so sorry.
Wow, that is real.
Don't even try.
At 8 a.m.
I really can't hear anything.
Nasty. What's going on? We're 2 weeks away from the Kentucky Derby. You'll be live on site.
What's in this?
Woodford Reserve, 2 ounces. That's all you need. A little bit of mint. I think we got a chestnut liqueur. Shoot it, Kate.
I just grew hair on my chest.
I drove here, for God's sakes.
That's all right. You'll sober up. You'll stick around. You'll watch the horse racing this afternoon. It'll be good to go.
It tastes like a mojito made with whiskey.
It tastes fantastic.
Delicious.
It does taste pretty good.
They're synonymous with the Kentucky Derby. You'll see.
I have a feeling I'm going to be having an abundance of these.
An Abu Damza.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any less than 10 a day, it's not enough.
That's just a warm-up.
This is now your show.
Okay.
We're going to Kentucky.
Let's do it.
By the way, just so we know, I never get laughs like this, and you two are getting so many laughs on the set right now. I'm loving hearing it. Take it away.
Let's do it. All right, 2 weeks away from one of the big...
I'm already falling.
We almost had a casualty on set.
Oh, just like a speed round here?
It's you up on the equaliser. You're falling off your chair. We'll strap you in. Let's get after it. So we're 2 weeks away from one of the biggest sporting events on the calendar, the Kentucky Derby. You guys are going to be live on site. It's a special year, the 150th edition. So we're going to go mano y mano.
Oh, God.
Heads up, trivia questions.
What are the stakes here?
Well, there's a lot at stake.
Lose your pounds, the mint julep.
And I tell you what.
And Ubers to the golf course.
If we had You say golf course? If we had a market for this one...
I can't, oh God, I can't handle the two of you.
You're unbackable. We love having a punt. You're at plus 300 win this trivia, just because. I'm not going to get into reasons. Kay, sharpest mind in the business. You're at minus 200. You're taking my money. But what's at stake? All right, Chandler, if you're to win, Kay's going to buy you a mint julep when you're out there at Churchill Downs, right?
Done.
From the concession stand, probably $8-9. If Kay were to win, you're going to buy her a mint julep. The $1,000 mint julep.
No problem. You're on.
I thought he would at least react, but he's got that NBA money.
He
got that NBA money. He got them deep pockets.
There is a $1,000 mint julep, a Woodford Reserve. There's a whole area for it, so you're going to have to cough up. This is fair.
You better beat me first.
Actually, I don't think that's fair at all. Mine should cost like 20 cents compared to what this guy has. And if we're really going to go equity-wise.
You're not going to beat me, so it's not going to happen.
Okay, do you know about the Derby?
I know nothing.
I know nothing. Okay.
Yeah, again, short price favourite, back in Kate.
So if I know it, beat her to it?
That's it, first to 3.
And if she answers it wrong, do I get a point?
Well, first to 3 gets it. It's multiple choice. There's 3 possible options.
I like
but do
that.
keep in mind, if you jump in early,
I'm not listening.
If you jump in early, you're going to give the loser a chance, a 50-50 chance of being correct. But we need some names. We need some racehorse names before we start. Chandler passes Kay Adams. Apparently, we're going to come up. So you got to choose your name off this list. Now, Chandler, you go first. You start with your date, then in.
Oh, this would be my name here?
Do you know your birthday?
Horse?
Yes, my birthday is October 25th, so I would be the Fury of Chocolate Thunder.
The Fury
of horse name.
Sounds like a naughty movie, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I think I've seen that flick.
Yeah.
Oh my God! And I would be the Stormy Tractor Trailer.
Oh,
that works for you.
I'm
Mysterious.
Yeah.
Mysterious
Okay, and what
and a
would
bit of a
yours be,
leader.
Dubs?
Okay, mine would be
I'm dying to call you something other than
September,
Dubs.
Unstoppable, Zen Master. The Unstoppable Zen Master.
I feel all 3 of these check
I
out.
feel like it's a little basic. All right, first to 3 wins it. Are you ready?
This is a professional athlete with the agility. Like, it's not a fair fight.
Let's just get on the way. Let's get ready to rumble!
Okay, well, now we're going to get
Let's
sued
do it.
by Buffer. That's
Question number 1. The Kentucky Derby was started by the grandson of which famous explorer? A. Ferdinand Magellan. B. Mate, you haven't heard the answers!
Well, I still get to see the answer.
Okay. No. Let's go.
C.
C?
No,
Christopher Columbus? Incorrect.
Damn it.
So, Kate,
why wouldn't you give me all the
you've got
choices?
a choice.
Well, can you give me the end of the question?
Okay,
Explorers?
Yeah, so which grandson of which famous explorer found the Kentucky Derby? We know it's not C, so it's out of A.
Lewis or Clark, one of those.
Correct. Bing, bing, bing. Kentucky Derby was found by Lewis Clark.
So noted, if you hit
As
this,
a
you don't
scene.
even get the choices of the answer.
Derby. You snooze, you lose, my guy. Question number 2.
$1,000.
Approximately how many mint juleps are said to be consumed at the Kentucky Derby each year? A, 10,000. B, 80,000. Or C, 120,000.
If I get it wrong, am I in trouble?
You get it wrong, I just get a 50-50 chance.
There's about 150,000 on site.
I'm going to say B.
Bum-bum.
Wrong?
Wrong. Was not 80,000. Between 10,000 and 120,000.
Well, now Chandler's coming, so that whole thing's going to flip by 20,000.
She guessed 80,000?
Yeah.
I'm going to do more than that, 120,000.
Correct. Approximately.
We're going to contribute to that.
Yeah, I know, a bunch of boozy Susies. I'm taking the over with Parsons.
If you don't, I would be disappointed. But get this, 30,000 jumbo shrimp are sold. 18,000 barbecue sandwiches. I don't know who's touching the jumbo shrimp, but let's get after the mint juleps. Okay, 1 apiece. Question number 3. What traditional Kentucky Derby stew traditionally consists of pork, beef chuck, chicken, corn, carrots, onions, and lima beans? Sounds fantastic. A, galoo. B, burgoo, or C, LaRue?
Burgoo.
Oh, she beat
Correct,
me to it.
Kay Adams, the front runner. Got that early speed. When you look for a racehorse, you want that early speed.
On that. My hand literally went on top of hers.
2-1. 2-1.
I look at you and I know that you don't know the answer because you're like,
no, it's a crapshoot.
Can you come back from this?
Yeah.
You're down 20 in the fourth, my guy.
Before.
Okay, we're still good. All right, 4.
Oh,
all thoroughbred horses have the same what? A, last name. B, hoof size. Or C, birthday.
Hoof size.
Bum-bum. Okay.
What is bum Australian for womp?
It means false.
That means wrong.
Bum,
He's just shaming me.
We do it backwards.
Hoof
okay.
size,
A, last
birthday?
name, or C, birthday?
Birthday.
Correct.
No!
Weird.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Well, how does that happen?
Every
Really?
racehorse shares the same birthday on the 1st of January. Not that they're all born on the same day, but it's a way to track their bloodline. So the Kentucky Derby, all the 3-year-olds, they're not all born on the same day, but we all celebrate.
Did I win? Are there roses being thrown?
It's like having a
What was the last-
Is that it?
what was the
3-1?
next- what was
Okay,
the
we'll
next
call it a bonus
question?
question.
Let's do
What
one.
age was the youngest jockey to win the Kentucky Derby? A, 18, B, 15, or C, 20?
It's up to you. This is worth 1,000
I think there was a
points.
15-year-old
This is a big
jockey
one.
that won it. 15.
Correct, my guy. Correct.
You're going to be buying me $1,000
Yeah.
jewel, but I can't wait!
Yeah,
I feel
I got
like-
extra credit, but I still failed the class.
I feel
Yeah,
like
that's
it's
what
an
happens.
absolute split. Excited for you guys. Less than 2 weeks away. You're
How
going to
many
be
times
live
have you gone?
on site.
You
I was out
have
at
to go?
Churchill back in October. I haven't been there for the Derby specific, but
Yeah.
we're going to have the team live on site, taking everyone through all the lead up, all the action. Cannot wait. Great sporting event.
Yeah. You
bringing your
great,
gloves?
Great betting day as well.
Who's the better
If there's a
golfer
game.
here? Who's
Well,
the better
We've
golfer?
never played.
No, I think it's pretty close on the old handicaps as well, but he's been dodging me. He's been swerving me.
It is.
Chandler does
Makes me
that.
nervous.
That's
He
what I'm
knows-
worried about for the Derby. He's going to be like, yeah, okay, I'm going to hang out with you.
Yeah,
And
I'll
he's
be
gonna
right
be like,
there.
Travis Kelce, see ya. You know?
I would never.
It sounded like Kenny Powers when I came in. You know, Chainsmokers are going to be there.
Yeah,
Travis
yeah.
Kelce's going to be there. Chandler Parsons is going to be there. Cannot wait.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
You want to stick
Yeah.
around and talk a little hoops with us? Why not, Doug?
Whatever.
It's kind of weird for you to leave right now, so we're going to talk. Tell me what happened last night here. Pelicans, I'm thinking McCollum, I'm excited about this. He was draining threes against the Kings and couldn't get it done against the Lakers, and now they're facing elimination if they lose again.
Yeah, it's crazy because if you look back to last Sunday, they could have won that game against the Lakers and clinched the 6th seed. Now we're talking about 2 possible home losses where they could be in Cabo in 48 hours. So it's crazy how quick it happens. It's crazy how successful the play-in tournament has been. Like I said yesterday, we've never seen LeBron in March Madness, never played college basketball. This is the closest thing we got to him in like a 1-game elimination game, to see him playing, taking charges against Zion last night. So you can see how much it mattered to him. And all these people saying, oh, the Lakers should lose. They don't want to play the Nuggets in the first round. They obviously proved that that was just BS and that they weren't going to go and try and mess with the basketball gods and get the 8th seed to have a more favorable matchup against the Thunder. So last night was great. The second game now, I didn't see it going like that. I had the Warriors and the Lakers last night. The Kings played unbelievable, and it's crazy to see the Warriors kind of dynasty look so sad after the game.
It is a little wild.
We'll see how that goes.
Not everybody runs to Cabo after everything that happens.
Well, they
to them.
should.
Like,
Well,
that would be
they should.
that would be your life advice.
Yeah.
You're saying that the Warriors fan base, everyone looked dejected. Like, what does this mean? What does this
Well-
all mean for Steph and Clay and the future of the Warriors?
Well, that's the big question, right? Like Mike Dunleavy, he's taken over that team, so he's got a lot of decisions to make. Does he bring back Chris Paul? What's he do with him? Draymond Green, all the antics, are they over that? Do they want to move on off him? And Klay Thompson's probably going to go and get a big offer from somewhere else, a smaller market team like Orlando or someone like that. So it's a lot to see. I can't personally hope that he goes to a different team. It'd be weird to me. He's like one of those guys. It's like a Dirk, like a Tim Duncan that should just retire a Warriors and then run the team in 5 years. But they looked pretty beat up last night. They didn't play very well, and all the drama that's been surrounding them, it wasn't good. So I do think that was their last game together.
Wow, that's kind of
Tough.
sad.
Yeah,
Not
sad
us here. The
face.
3 of us are just getting started
Yeah.
here.
I feel like another bump on
Yeah.
the Golden State
little
Warriors.
bump
But
up.
we thought the dynasty may be coming to an end, right? You know, the NBA, the association, it's all about, you know, the younger players in the league, and the Golden State Warriors, it's an aging side. And I mean, Klay Thompson, he was putting absolute bricks up there last night. Dubs, you don't play basketball. If I did, I was
Yeah.
looking like Klay out there on the floor. I think he went 0 for 12 or something. You could see the look on Steph Curry's face. He was absolutely
Makes me sad.
depleted.
Were
Yeah,
you
we
a
love
Luke Longley
Steph.
fan growing up?
Luke Longley. How do you know Luke Longley?
Didn't.
He's also
Yeah,
What are the odds on his name getting dropped?
We've
What's
only
the
got
segment?
we've only got so
really
many.
good because it's like one of the
Yeah.
3 that I know.
We've only got so many exports, and you know one of the big ones, Ben Simmons. We don't give
Yeah.
him a lot of praise, but Luke Longley, he was a superstar. Apparently, you know, he went back to Australia.
I
Lives
can't
back.
hear. Just really quick time out. My earpiece isn't working, so I'm.
Mine hasn't worked since the top.
Cow is melting down back
Mine
there.
hasn't worked
It's probably
since
like,
the
why the F are you asking about Luke Longley? But continue, please.
Yeah, so Luke lives back in Australia. He was one of our best exports, and apparently he lost all of his Chicago Bulls memorabilia in a bushfire. Lost everything that he ever had.
He sold it.
Really, or he sold it.
Yeah.
Insurance
Bushfire.
man. It was a bushfire
Heard
that
that
came
before.
through there. But
Drink
yeah,
your
shout
beer.
out to Luke.
Yeah.
Another drink.
Here,
Okay.
cheers to Luke Longley, wherever he may be.
Up the Aussie.
He's thriving. Maybe he can golf with the four of us.
Maybe he'll be at the Derby.
Let's go. Everyone's going to be there.
That's where I'll be, and while you're hanging out having the time of your life. Okay, tonight, quickly, Eastern Conference, right? The 7 versus the 8 seed game. It's Heat Sixers. 9 versus 10 is Hawks versus my Chicago Bulls with the aforementioned Luke Longley as the reigning alum of note from that squad. What are you watching for? Give me the one thing.
How Joel Embiid looks. If he's healthy, I think it's going to be a really tall task for the Miami Heat. He obviously was the front runner for the MVP. He goes down with the meniscus. It's the quickest meniscus recovery I think I've ever seen. Kind of hurt it again in the last couple of games. So I like the Heat in this. This is when they turn it up. This is when they're really, really good. They're starting to get fully healthy. Tyler Hero, Jimmy Butler, Bam. They always find a way to be really good at this point of the year. And I like your Chicago Bulls, not because Luke Longley is your favorite player of all time.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I just think they're older, they're experienced. I think they'll handle this situation, the play-in, better than the Atlanta Hawks.
I am drunk already.
Yeah. There you go, Kay.
I'm not, and I've
fast forward to my mugshot, like
I get your Nuba. You'll be good.
You have to hold up like an Up and Adams hat or something.
Just wear my T-shirt.
Hey, I gotta do a show after this.
I know. I have to do a show after this.
Your boy's gonna be sideways.
I got tea time at 10. Can we wrap it up?
Who are you golfing with today?
Today, I am golfing with just a couple of my Sherwood guys.
No, just a couple of normies?
Yeah,
just a couple of normies.
Civilians. No one cool.
$1,000 mid shoulder.
No need to say their names.
We have some business to take care of. Dubsy, you can stay for this. We're going to look at the camera. So we put together a parlay. And, FanDuel is very cool about just being generous. And I always like trying to squeeze them as much as I can for fun stuff for you guys who want to have some fun with these games. So off of tonight's Eastern Conference play-in games, Chandler is going to pick a leg from Heat Sixers, and I'm going to pick a leg from Hawks Bulls, and you will get better odds for the parlay. So we've got a boost for you, Chandler.
Definitely an Uber.
Your ear doesn't work.
Chandler. Oh, we can't have it just as smart. Can I have this? Okay, here we go. We're going to put together a parlay that gets boosted. Chandler, you have the first leg.
First of all, do you just think I wanted both? Do you think I really have a problem? My leg of the parlay is Tyrese Maxey over 20-plus points. I think with the uncertainty of Joel, how he's going to feel, how that knee is going to heal, I like Tyrese Maxey being aggressive and scoring over 20 easily, early.
You came up with this. I was coming up with my legs, and I went into a room of people, and I was like asking everybody in the hallway. So it's like a very group thing situation. It's a team thing. I am going to go with Trae Young to score 20-plus for the Hawks because I like numbers, and he's averaged over 25 points a game this year. He scored at least 20 points in 21 of 27 career playoff games. So Trae likes the playoffs.
Look at you getting analytical.
What do you got? Oh, that's it. That's it. It's easy. It's a 2-leg parlay. I love it. So both Trae Young and Tyrese Maxey to score 20-plus, which we got boosted for you guys. You're welcome, right?
Yeah,
like,
free money.
Thankful.
Free money here.
I don't know about that, but you can go to FanDuel. It's minus 135 to plus 120. We love getting a boost for everybody on FanDuel, so head over to the Sportsbook app to bet that boost with us. And goodbye to the Warriors dynasty.
Yeah.
R.I.P. Jinx. Where do they? While we we're gonna get to the break here. Tell me, like, where does that rank then in that, like, in the history of the NFL? Where am I thinking of them?
Well, the history of the NFL not very high. The history of the NBA.
That's what I meant.
Still a sport. Still a sport.
Yeah, I think it's got to be up there, right? The run that they went on, the fact that they were all three basically came in together. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, the greatest shooting duo of all. You okay?
I feel like I'm getting like drunk and hair on my chest and diabetes at the same time. Like it's very sweet and very like.
Three of those things.
You want to make it through the front nine.
Yeah, good luck at the Derby. You're gonna be with me at the Derby. You stand no chance.
The best part of these at the Derby, it's that perfect ice, that like really small.
Great ice.
Is it crushed?
I've heard.
No, it's like those like little pebbles of ice.
Oh, I like that. Coffee Bean do that with the cold brew.
How do you knock on
Big
to the
fan
Derby?
of
You
the
get
small
your ass
cubes.
up. We gotta get you to the Derby.
Your boys like Luke Longley, just across.
Yeah, I asked you that question. I don't really want the answer. We'll be back. We'll be back at some point. I think we're on break.
Yeah.
Can audio come out? Thank you. Sorry.
I didn't have anything in the ear there as well.
Thanks, guys.
That's
you did
brutal.
it?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, all good.
We'll play.
That's what happens when Chandler.
Good to see you, big
That's
man.
why they were like, pull her drink out
That's
of her
hilarious.
face.
Drink's actually very
Chandler runs
good.
the show. We're 20 minutes in. Hey, thank you guys so much for doing that.
Thanks, guys.
Seriously, no, thank you. Have fun golfing. Mike said that's my guy.
Oh, it's on you?
At one point it was fuzzy, and then I didn't hear, and then I kind of heard music.
Are we moving the desk?
But I think it's just the physical of it.
Can you ask someone to talk?
Can somebody talk to me? Yeah, I have him now.
You guys.
Yeah.
Good enough?
Let me see.
Loud enough?
Maybe loud, maybe a little louder. I got you. You're kind of cloudy though. You're kind of fuzzy in my ear. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Better. Did it?
With this horse, staying or going?
Oh, he would just like walk off? Yeah. Sorry. I feel like because I knew that we could have singles on the parlay, it was okay. 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 Okay, we can get rid of this. Cat. I think it's because I don't eat anything in the morning, and then I'm like, I can't.
It's really strong. Once the ice melted.
I think it's just. Is it just liquor?
It's liquor and simple syrup and mint. That's it.
Okay. I don't think there is soda. There's no soda in it.
Doesn't come with it.
Yeah, it doesn't come with soda. It's just like that's aggressive. Chandler's amazing. What a good sport. And thanks to Debs. Okay, today, so we're going to talk about...
Thanks, Brian.
Okay. Today, let's talk about LSU quarterback Jaden Daniels. I'm telling you guys all about these prospects. And one thing about this one is, I feel like all of the draft chatter, the discourse, has distracted from the fact that he has been one of the most, the most dominant player on the field of anyone in the class. I will prove it to you here. Look at this full screen. Jaden put up just under 5,000 total yards in 12 games, 50 tutties, so just 4 interceptions and one, every conceivable award last season at LSU. This was against SEC defenses, mind you. He wasn't just unanimously considered the best player in the country last year. This was one of the greatest individual seasons that we have seen from a quarterback at the college level, period. And I know college success doesn't always translate. It might not. There's questions. There should be questions. Draft picks are draft picks. But what about his game makes anyone out there think that it won't translate? Big arm, accuracy, guys. He completed over 72% of his passes last year. The athleticism, which has become more and more of a prized trait at the quarterback spot as this league has evolved. Think about it. The best in the game can move and do their thing. And I don't think it's getting enough love how he's handled success very well, too. Very maturely. He's always giving love to his teammates every time I see him. He's always dapping up his coaches, giving them respect. And, of course, his mom, Regina Jackson, who he calls his rock, which we love to see, and credits for both his on-field skills and his ability to earn his degree in just 3 years. I don't know what else you could want in a prospect. So his visit with the Commanders, it's happening, okay? It's underway. Drake May, J.J. McCarthy, Michael Penix, them too. No disrespect, we're not knocking those guys. They have their stuff going on too. And of course, you don't want to leave any stone unturned if you're Washington. But you know how I feel about the Commanders. If I'm Adam Peters, I'm picking the guy who has the highest ceiling of that group, and that guy is Jaden Daniels. Those are my thoughts. That's what I think about him. What do you guys think? Let me know at Up and Adam Show as we bring in, Matthew Hamilton for a little hammer time. Hammer! Oh, we don't have a girl. Am I drunk? What did you think? Can we please, let's run that back. Okay, and it's time for hammer time.
That is something.
Okay, I love it. I love it. Do you have any notes on this animation? This has been a behind-the-scenes siege for that I never fully will tell you about, as Jerry Maguire would say. What do you think of it?
No notes. I think it's perfect.
Let's go. Okay, I think I like the lightning strike. I don't think it needs music. We're into it. Can you tell that I'm drunk?
Yeah.
By my eyes?
Oh,
you
yeah,
can, right?
absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, it's time for hammer time. We're going to do it one last time. Okay, it's time for Matthew Hamilton is here for hammer time. All right, Hammer, let's do this. The Packers, here's the deal. You and I have been sort of putting this out there into the world much and the Peter Bukowskis, they see it, and the people are seeing it, but not everybody's paying attention to what's going on with the Packers and this decision that they have to make on Jordan Love. Do they extend him right now off of one season as a starter? Do they let him play out this year? What should his side want? So I've made the case for why Goody should be really setting everything on his desk aside and focusing on getting the contract done now. Based on the tape, though, is there enough to justify Jordan and a long-term deal?
Absolutely there is. I think Jordan not only showed a mastery of the Matt LaFleur offense as the season wore on last year, but the ability to make big plays when things didn't go according to plan. I think he and LaFleur are the perfect fit together, and he's only going to continue to get better, too. Let's get into some of this tape. We'll see first the mastery of that LaFleur system that I'm talking about. Love this play design. Jaden Reed coming in motion. You got a post route, a corner route, and then Reed is going to wrap around from that motion and run a dig. You got play action here as well. It's able to freeze the middle of that Bears defense, as you see right there, and create a void in the middle. And you see here, Brisker's vacating that side of the field. It tells Jordan Love that void is going to be there. Look at the anticipation, the timing. This is perfectly on time, gets it to Reed in the middle of the field, lets him get busy after the catch. That is perfectly executed from Love. And then when things don't go according to plan, as we talked about, here he is in that playoff game against the Cowboys. Romeo Doubs is going to be running a dig here. Love reads this, sees that he's going to be open, but Michael Parsons is pushing the pocket back into his face. He's going to have to move, extend the play, and he does it. He's also going to get a free rusher in his face as he gets ready to deliver his ball. He can't step into it at all. This is all core strength, arm talent. And look at this. He just uncorks this without being able to step into it. And once again is able to find that void in the middle of the defense, drop it in perfectly. He just got more and more comfortable as the season went along. And I think he's only going to continue to grow. And I'm looking at the FanDuel Sportsbook MVP odds right now. He's sixth there at plus 1,400, right behind Lamar Jackson. And I don't think it's crazy to think that he's going to be in that MVP conversation. He's got a tremendous opportunity in that NFC North. If the Packers are able to unseat the Lions and he builds on what he did to end last season, he's going to be in that MVP conversation. I don't think it's crazy.
I'd like to hear that they're all hanging out, him and the young receivers. I'd like the news story of they're golfing or at the beach running routes, or they're, doing what Brady did all those years, what some of these great quarterbacks do, and taking, going fishing, whatever you want to say. I want to see that chemistry further develop. I think that's what gives me the confidence in this a lot. A lot of people, you are geeked out by 18 touchdowns to 1 interception. I'm not saying that I'm not, and that's over the second half of the season, of course. But that is that sustainable question? How do you do it? And then there is this looming Aaron Jones. Can they do it without him? That needs to be proved. So I'm in on the Packers, of course, but there are questions. Good value, though, on the sportsbook, like you're saying.
Yeah, and it's a valid question with Aaron Jones. His health was a big part of their success over the second half. Once he finally got healthy and they got the run game going, it really helped Jordan. Hopefully they continue that with Josh Jacobs now. Yeah,
I want to see what these OTA, but I want extracurriculars. I want things. Oval Office, I don't know, but whatever.
I just saw him playing basketball with Chase Daniel. That was the only extracurricular I've seen so far.
There we go. Okay, Jaden Daniels, Chase Daniels. Here we go, Jack Daniels. No, Woodford Reserve. Okay, we'll be back after this. We're going to get to some Dolphins news. Don't go anywhere. Terrion Arnold is coming to put a stop to fantasy points in the NFL. That's right. He's robbing everybody of fantasy points at the corner position. We will have him and get to know him on the show. Somebody get me a water. Hammy, great job. Thanks, though. Appreciate it. Hammy, that was great. That's a good animation. That was badass.
Gotta give credit to Brian Barton for coming up with the idea there. And graphics executing. Yeah. Graphics team killed it, Callie.
Killed it. I loved. Who did who did the Derby graphic too? Is that Callie? Callie with the microphone on the thing at the stand. I thought it was very cool. Was that where we're using the whole Derby?
Killing it today.
Thank you, Callie. It looked awesome. I liked that thing. I knew more about the Derby than I thought.
Yeah, that was impressive.
I wouldn't have done multiple choice questions. I think it'd be much funnier to see like us make up a name for whatever that stew is.
Yeah, that's true.
You think? I knew some things.
Richard's, yeah.
What?
Richard's questioning your knowledge here, your Derby knowledge.
Richard's on one today. We're gonna have.
What explorer would you have thrown? I mean, you didn't even hear the Lewis and Clark answer when you guessed that. That was probably the most impressive part.
Explorers. I mean, who's it gonna be? It's got to be somebody more recent. That's I guess who I would have. But that's wild that that's true.
Yeah. I had no idea.
A lot of drinks. A lot of. I thought it was gonna be more about like. Before, during the break before they came on, they were talking to Mark Cuban, and I was like, "Oh shit, what's that? Who's that American Pharaoh guy? Like, what was that? Who's
You're studying horses.
Secretariat? Is that like what? Who? What did he do? What is that? Like that kind of thing." Not the X's and O's, yeah. And I was thinking, I thought the question was going to be like, how long is the race, which I believe is a mile and change, right?
Yeah.
I did learn that. It's like a mile and a quarter, and then a mile and a half. But you guys know me. I'm like a crammer. I would wake up at 4 and memorize the textbook and go in and then forget everything on my way out.
Sounds about right. Yeah.
Okay, this should be fun. I like our 2-leg parlay. I thought for some reason I thought it was 3. RV thing? Yeah, I saw that. Okay, cool. Yeah, Hamilton sent me that. Here we go.
Are you guys part of the team or what?
Yeah, I am. We all are. Yeah, and I'm coaching for them.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. We're in Huntington Beach at the Waterfront RV Park. This is my Quantum Thor motor coach. Kind of inspired by growing up watching the Rockford Files. Got my DVDs, I've been watch that. Nothing will make you feel more like a dad than when you figure out how to dispose of the waste.
Who told you that Jim Harbaugh is going to steal the prize, steal the trophy from Mike McDaniel? Who? I'm sorry, like Dan Campbell biting kneecaps is so 2021. Like this is the new sheriff in town as far as coaches and being sort of wild cards. And every time somebody tells me a story about him, it never makes sense to me. But he's the winner in that RV for sure.
And you see him bringing Greg Roman in there too.
Did he hire his best friend just to like bust hangs on a RV and like listen to the Eagles? Like they're like listening to Tom Petty over and over again, John Mellencamp. Like what is that what's going on? Or are you gonna like design plays for Justin Herbert? What's really going on in LA?
It's a valid question after that video. And are they gonna road trip to the games together with those RVs?
People, I don't even know what to do with the Chargers, but we do have some news to get to, Hammy. It's fun because you get to see right now these OTAs, everybody's shown up, everyone's there. We've heard from GMs and coaches, and there were some sort of interesting nuggets to come out of those that we should dig into and get you guys as you're, in the middle of your day anywhere east of California. I want to start all the way on the East Coast with the Dolphins, okay? Chris Greer. They're faced with this decision I sort of alluded to yesterday, What do they do with Tua? What do the Dolphins do with Tua? He's set to play on his 5th-year option this season. There's some people that think that he has not earned an extension because he has not gotten them where they need to go with as talented as they are, meaning win a couple playoff games, win one. How about just one? And there's rumors that Miami might even look to draft a quarterback in the 1st round this year. Greer came out and cleared some things up yesterday. Here he is talking about the possibility of taking a quarterback and where it all is with Tua and the extension.
Yeah, I think it's something when it happens, it happens. We've had communications with him, and like we've always, I'll just leave those between the organization and his representation, and it's been good. So we'll just keep working towards it. Him and his agent are very understanding that this is now the draft, so he's letting us focus on that, and then we'll turn our attention to that after the draft finishes. We will always look at every position. I would say that's not someone I'm looking at the 1st round. It's not a position that we've even talked about. There's some good players, but we're very happy with Tua and where he is with us.
We're very happy with Tua and where he is with us. I'm gonna say, because sometimes it's BS. We all have like the rearview mirror of these little clips. It was almost too detailed for me to not buy it. I'm buying this, that hey, the organization, they see Tua as their guy. And despite some people saying he shouldn't be, I think he should be. Yes, you want playoff success and wins to come, but that's not the only barometer we should use to measure a quarterback's success. So instead of focusing on what hasn't happened yet, look at what he has done, okay? He's had a winning record all 4 seasons he's been the starter in that division, okay? He's led Miami to back-to-back playoff appearances for the first time in over 20 years. He led the NFL in passing last year and a passer rating the year before that. Are we really going to sit here and completely discredit all of that because he was injured and didn't play in the playoffs 1 year and then lost to Patrick Mahomes with a decimated roster the next? Like, that's crazy. And I think, like, unfortunately, the Dolphins sort of fell to being the first team that this, the rhythm, the momentum of Chiefs hit before waltzing their way to another Super Bowl. And they sort of worked their way through the Dolphins, and we somehow, like, totally discredit what they were as a team, obviously facing more injuries than a lot of other squads. Not to make excuses, but listen, like, and I know, by the way, a deal isn't done yet for Tua, but yesterday sort of confirmed that coaches who are around him every day, the people who know him, the evaluators who sort of pick apart everything he's done, they see what we're seeing. They're not going to the Tua luau and participating and taking time if they're not into him. Talk is cheap. Extension talk gets expensive, right? And the fact that the Dolphins want to make it happen tells me everything I need to know, which is all I need to know, and that they believe in him. So we'll see, I guess, if he takes the next steps and what it'll take for the rest of y'all outside of Miami to convince you that he is that dude. Okay, we are going to take a break here. We are going to have Terrion Arnold hopefully on the show, get to know more of these draft picks. I can't believe the draft is next week. We'll be back. And go play our parlay. Okay. No problem. Why don't you guys fly in our parlay to start? Oh, you can't. Yeah, understood. Okay. I'm like, all right, let's look at some of these YouTube comments, shall we? Would you pay Tua? Obvi. YouTube Alex, of course. Tua is better than the Daniel Jones conundrum. You guys know I want the Giants to take Joe Milton. That's my dream scenario. Okay, you look nice. Thank you. I have a different makeup artist today. And I like my eyebrows. These TV timeouts are kind of bad. We need something else. What would you like? A Flex Seal commercial? What would you like? What would you like to see during this time? Oh, shoot. No, don't watch our YouTube chat. Who the hell are you, Sir Pepperoni? Get out of here. Go ahead. Listen. Listening. Funny. Okay. Okay. Kyler Murray or Tua for the long term? Hammy, that's a good question. I might throw that at you. Oof. I think I'd go. That's a good question. All right, back on Up and Adams. Thanks, guys, for watching, being in the YouTube chat, except for some guy named Sir Pepperoni, who I'm not a fan of right now. But it's okay. You can make it up to me by being nice. Okay, here we go. Garofolo saying, all right, this is good. The Giants' pre-NFL draft work on quarterbacks included Bo Nix and Spencer Rattler. Okay, they went to East Rutherford this week. Interesting. Team doing deep dives on passers who will be available at different levels of the draft. Hammy, I had a phone call yesterday with someone with a good editorial compass as far as how we stack our show, what we pick. And this person could not have been more curious about why we didn't tackle the Daniel Jones presser fallout. And like, why not? Is it because like you're friendly with him or whatever? And I said, it kind of evaded my, there's not a reason for me to go low. Like, what am I going to add to that conversation? But I kind of will defend him. What do you want him to look like? You want him to be like excited and like jump? Then he would be like an alien or a weirdo if he was, if he had any other look on his face. What did you make of the Daniel Jones things first before we get into this?
Yeah, I mean, again, he gave positive updates about his health, his rehab. I didn't see anything that was out of the ordinary for what he was like when he was on our show. And I'm not saying in a way to make that's just how he is. And I guess it got amplified because everybody's watching him more closely with the draft coming up and the possibility of the Giants drafting a quarterback coming up. But that's Daniel.
So you're saying it was like standard behavior. It's kind of, unless he's, of course, had a boozy Susie mint julep and he's like at a Zach Bryan concert and then he, then he's, or Darius Rucker, as we saw at the Super Bowl. I met him in person for the first time at the Super Bowl and he's sitting next to Eli Manning and it's, he is a very introverted, at least on camera, and I understand that. So I wouldn't put, I guess like people are reading into his vibes, but like, what do you want? Like, have you ever been in a meeting? What are your vibes in a meeting? What if the camera was looking at you and you had like your first meeting when you're like 7 months away from like putting on the project or whatever you're doing? Like, what do you want him to look like? I didn't get that. And I thought him being like, what did you want him to smile? Wouldn't that be freaking creepy? If he's smiling in there? I don't know. As for the job part of it, the Giants are really interesting. You know what I'd like them to do. I want them to Dable Josh Allen this thing. Grab Milton, have him sit there, similar sort of skill set, goal line, all of that, like incredible arm talent. I want Dable to rein that in and have him be the future. I don't think it's going to work out that way, though. What do you think actually happens with the Giants?
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. And I've seen a lot of things that have them maybe trading up to grab a quarterback. I don't love that because you're just putting them in the same situation that Daniel Jones was in without a number one target. I think it makes a lot more sense to use that first round pick to grab a wide receiver or true number one to put in that room. And then in the second round, I think the fact that they're bringing in guys like Nix and Rattler who may be there for their second round pick is telling that might be what they actually do, kind of play it both ways. You get your number one target and you get a young quarterback to develop if Daniel doesn't work out this year.
You're going to be my number one target right now. I'm going to pepper you with some questions here from our YouTube chat that I don't want to answer. And since you're back and you had vacation last week, and this one's actually pretty interesting. Joseph Gomez asking, Kyler Murray or Tua for long term? I'm fans of both of these guys. I guess it's like long term in their respective places, right? So what do you got?
That's a great question, and I think we've talked. I think Kyler's ceiling is higher. I think with what he can do athletically, the skill set, but there are more questions about the consistency. What he's doing in the meeting rooms with his film study, all of that. Whereas I think Tua, the floor is safer with how he's run that Mike McDaniel system. I'm in the mindset of I go for the highest ceiling. If I had to pick one, I would go with Kyler just because I think we still haven't seen the best of him yet.
51%.
But I do like both.
51% of YouTube right now saying him versus Tua. I think I'd go safer option for me if I'm everything that we highlight on the show and what happens when you pay your quarterback and how unlikely it is. And obviously Patrick Mahomes transcending that, but Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes. But like having to keep everything together, I would say it's such an investment that I would want this. Give me the Volvo, not the Ferrari. Like give me the safe car, and I think that is Tua, especially in that system. That really they do believe in him, So I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess. Okay, let's see. Hammer saying Kyler plays too much Call of Duty. I don't think that's what he said, but he's saying Kyler could be the dude. Let's see. Any other questions on here, guys? I don't really have any. Is there anybody that you really like in the draft you want to get out there? I know we're waiting around for Terrion Arnold to chime in and to log into the show. We were a little early here with the antics with Chandler Parsons and company. Who do you like that you want to get on the map?
I've been paying close attention to Rome Odunze and what's been going on there.
Yeah.
This is a loaded receiver class we've been talking about. Marvin Harrison Jr., Neighbors are considered the top two, but I think Rome is just as good as both of those guys. There are a lot of Devontae Adams comparisons, which you can see when you watch his tape. He's just a complete receiver, and a lot of people right now have him going to the Bears at 9, which would be really interesting. You put him with DJ Moore and Keenan Allen for Caleb Williams. That might be the best receiving trio in the league. But I'm really interested to see if he even makes it to 9 now. I feel like he's a guy that's rising up boards as we go here.
I love that. We're going to, of course, have all of our questions answered next week at the draft, and then we'll be at the Derby. I'm bringing Chandler Parsons because I like him, but also I'm using him because I don't want to have to talk to anybody, and he's great at talking to everyone. He's like truly the best kind of person to have around you. I also have it on good authority that Deion Dawkins is going to be there, which I love, and I actually think will also be so fun. And I think give him let him loose vibe with strap a GoPro to his head. That should be really fun.
Yeah, that's it's dangerous to let him loose, I think. But it'll be fun though.
And I could barely handle Dubs and Parsons here. Wait till it's Deion Dawkins and Chandler Parsons. We will be at the Derby. We obviously are getting to know as many of these draft prospects as possible. Bo Nix joining our show on Monday. Excited for all of that. But we are just getting to know these future stars of the NFL. And I've been waiting to look at this guy. Been waiting to talk to him. Look at the backflip. First team All-American. First team All-SEC cornerback from the University of Alabama, coming off career high season. This Tallahassee kid right here, you're just getting started. And you also apparently Miss Terry's best friend, Terrion Arnold. Hello.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Where are you?
Right now I'm in NYC at the NFL office.
Ooh, excuse me. What are you doing there? Just hanging out with Roger Goodell?
Nah. I'm just hanging out with my people, shaking hands, laughing, giggling.
Shaking hands, laughing, giggling, doing a few TikToks, kissing babies, the whole 9. I'm so happy for you. It's nice to meet you. I'd like you to tell me, and now that I know you, who is this guy? Who's this guy, and what is he saying?
I would say that's a 10-year-old kid who was, just preaching. And it's one of those things where they almost say, I kind of caught, the Holy Spirit. Or, in that video right there, I was just kind of reflecting on everything I had been doing. And even from a young age, just working out and watching kids who were being put over me. At a young age, I was like, this is what I want to do. I tell people all the time when it comes to playing football, I feel like this is something I was born to do. You got guys like LeBron James, Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, they were born to play basketball. And I feel like Brian Dawkins, Deion Sanders, guys like that were born to play football, and I'm one of them. So at a young age, I knew very, very early this is something that I was going to do.
and you did it at different positions. You're very versatile. You played wide receiver and safety in high school, meant to play football, of course. And you did get, you got an offer from Alabama. You switched to cornerback in college. You become an All-American in 2 seasons. What was that conversation with yourself like? Any bumps, any hesitations to make the change?
Oh, there was a lot of bumps in the road. I've always felt like playing offense, just liking the ball in my hands. Same thing like when I catch interceptions. Like, I'm a crowd pleaser. I've always told myself, like, no matter what, when you come to the game, you're going to say in your head, I don't know what's going to happen today, but Terrion is going to do something amazing. So that was hard for me, just making the adjustment. But then I realized playing cornerback, you have to be different. And you can also do the same thing. Guys like Darrell Revis, they showed me you could really lock down one side of the field. And if you're very, very good at that, you become as they would say, a high sought-after talent. And that transition, it was smooth, but at the same time, obviously, it had its ups and downs. It was days where I felt like I didn't want to play it, but it was just a testament to how bad do you love the game. And you just reflect on your why. And I know why I'm doing the game. I know what my purpose is. So it made it easier for me when I looked at stuff like that.
I mean, Trayvon Diggs made that switch pretty well, too, huh?
Yeah, he did. And he got paid.
Do you kind of look at him and see what he did? It just like hit me that that's sort of a transition that he made and it worked real well.
Oh, yeah. Like Trayvon, he's a great guy. He comes back to the games and stuff. And even just talking to him one-on-one and stuff, he said, man, just remember, you were the greatest coach of all time. If he sees it, he knows what he's talking about, just trust it. He said he had his hardships in dealing with it. He wanted to be a receiver like his brother. But he saw that it worked out well for him, and he's glad that he trusted it. So,
I mean, you're kind of a receiver. You had 5 picks last year.
I would say I should have had more, if we're being honest.
What?
But I'm very dynamic with the ball in my hands. Because it was like some opportunities, you just look back and you say, dang, I should have made that play right there. And I'm big on watching film and big on critiquing myself. So when I'm sitting back, I'm like, dang, like, you let that one slip away, T. Like, as a corner, you have limited opportunities. Obviously, like, this year going into the NFL, I'm probably very, like, the most excited I've been about anything because as a rookie, they're going to try you. They're going to test you. They're going to throw it. So it's an opportunity to make a lot of big plays and really establish yourself. Like, it's almost like being a freshman all over again.
Terrion, your confidence is off the charts and exactly what it needs to be a successful corner. Five picks is a lot, and I'm curious about your relationship with the draft itself. Like, there's ups, there's downs, there's like, it's fun, it's a long, sort of grueling process. How much does it matter to you if you're the first corner on the board, off the board, being as confident as you are?
I would say it's one of those things where I don't look at it like that. Like mock drafts, what people are saying. I pride myself on this Bible verse like Galatians 1:10. And it just talks about, am I doing everything for men or am I doing it for my creator? So when it comes to that, I don't let that outside noise affect me. And like Coach Saban, he would call stuff like that rat poison. So with that, being the first corner on the board, it would be great. It would be a good accomplishment. But with the draft, you just want to go to the team that has the perfect fit. And watching the draft last year, it kind of just showed me, like, guys like Devin Witherspoon. Like, okay, I knew he was pretty good. I knew he was a high sought-after talent, but some guys were saying he would be like a pick early in the teens. But you see, like, the Seahawks, they went ahead and took him, and they took that risk. But at the same time, you also have guys that fall back and guys that you don't really know about, like even a testament to 49ers quarterback. Look at him. He took his team to the Super Bowl, and he was one of the last picks in the draft. So it doesn't matter. It's just all about fit, and I just want to go to the right situation for me. And obviously, if a team drafts you, they think the world of you, and they put all that time, they did their research, they invested in you. So I just want them to reap the rewards off the benefit that they invested in me.
I mean, you are going to be there, so you can't go too late, right? And you're in New York. I mean, New York is talking about taking a corner. How would you feel about that backdrop that you have behind you, that city skyline?
Oh, some people just fit certain cities. I feel like I'm one of those people that fit wherever I go. Like, I'm big on just having a personality. And a lot of people, they kind of call it like the new generation of like how prime time is. And with me, I would say I'm humble. I'm a humble guy, but at the same time, though, I just do me. Like when I walk in the room, my confidence is real because you got to know who you are. Even like how you were saying, just a testament to playing corner.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have confidence in yourself, don't expect anybody else to have confidence in you. Same thing when you go on this show. When you interview and you do well, I've been watching you like, hey, it's a certain type of charisma and type of charm you have to get the best out of your guests.
I hear you want to be in TV someday.
Oh, most definitely. I'm going to be an actor.
Really? Okay, let's plot the perfect future. You're all pro. You've won like 3 Super Bowls, whatever. What does your acting career look like? What do you like? Who do you liken it to? What do you want to do?
See, I want to be like a real actor. So, like, you know, guys like, okay, perfect example, LeBron and Michael Jordan, they film Space Jam. Nah, like, that's cool and all, but I'm trying to do, like, real movies. Like, that was, like, a motivational movie or something like that. Like, with me, I'm thinking, like, even how they got the TV show Power, like, just something like that, but, like, a testament, because just giving the people what they want to see. So, perfect example would be, like, me doing Hey Rookie. Like, when I do Hey Rookie, the NFL show, like, I'm just being myself. So with me, I could almost be like an actor / producer and just show people like, okay, perfect example, the younger generation. Like it's a different way to make it out and a different way to be successful other than just falling victim to certain circumstances and rough environments. Like it's just a different way out. So I would feel like my movie could be called like Different Way Out. And it could be something like where it was like 2 brothers, one chose this path, one chose this path, and the other one became envious of this one, almost like Cain and Abel. But although he became envious of it, he still never got like what he wanted to get, something like that.
Is this a story about you and Kool-Aid McKinstry?
Nah, see, if me and Kool-Aid filmed the movie, I kid you not, it would literally be like, obviously different personalities, but it would have to be something like we're both trying to accomplish this goal together and we're using each other and guiding each other. Because with him and me, I mean, that's my brother. Like, if I do something wrong, he gonna tell me about it whether I want to hear it or not. Same thing with him. And we push each other to be better. Like, I wouldn't be in this position without Kool-Aid. And I say that wholeheartedly. I say that from the bottom of my heart. Like, why?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you be in this position without him?
Oh, because he tells you what you don't want to hear. And then having somebody as high rated as you, having somebody that pushes you every day, most people don't have that. Like, when you look at college teams, they normally have one premier cornerback. At Alabama, we've had cornerbacks that came through that were great and stuff, but you only really hear about one. You don't really hear about 2 first-rounders on the same team that push each other every day and like each other.
You know what? There's some prospects come into the league and it's like, oh, I hope he's in a good situation. I'm a little worried. You know who's not worried about Terrion Arnold? Me. Not even a little bit. You've got your future figured out before then. You're ready to go and conquer any city. You're sitting there in Goodell's chair in his office somewhere drinking his good scotch, ready to go to the draft. Good luck. Enjoy Detroit. I don't even have to tell you, enjoy every moment. If you ever need anything, here I am.
Yes, ma'am. Thank y'all for having me.
Just don't take my job someday, which I'm sure you will. And I'm going to go watch your movie. All right, Terrion Arnold coming to an NFL squad near you. Unbelievable.
Thank you.
Bye.